Welcome back, everyone, to Global War 1936 and Operation Underworld. This is turn 15 for the KMT and the United States. So let's start with the KMT here. We have $4 to spend, and we're going to spend all of it on 2 militia. For combat moves, taking a look here in China, I'm thinking about attacking into Hunan. Japan has a motorized infantry, 4 regular infantry, and 2 artillery. So that certainly isn't a pushover, especially given the fact that, our troops have that morale debuff, where if we roll a 10 or higher, our troops retreat back to the territory where they came from. In this case would be Kwangtung. So I'm trying to figure out what to do here. I think the reason that this attack is enticing is that Japan doesn't really have many units just north of Hunan in Nanking and what is that? Shangtung, I think it is. Yeah, Shangtung. And so if we were successful in our attack, I don't think Japan would, well, they could launch an amphibious assault against us. They do have 4 Marines in their home country. Oh, man. Maybe we just go around and kind of see how it goes. The other option would be to go into Anatonkin. They're in North Vietnam. Japan has 2 mountain and 2 infantry. But, if we succeed there, we don't get any IPP from it. It would go to the Free French. And if we were to take Hunan, we would actually get the income from that, which is worth 2. So I think the economic benefit would be more enticing to go for Hunan. Oh, man. We would have a river crossing penalty, so our infantry would only attack at a 1 on the first round of combat. Let's go for it. All right, so we're going to take all of the troops that we have in Kwangtung. They are going to advance into Hunan. That's going to be 10 infantry. We're going to send in both of the AAA, even though there's no Japanese planes there. We're going to send in our fighter and 3 artillery. All right, so let's come over to the dice tower. I'm going to get the units here. All right, next to the tower so we know what we're dealing with. Okay, all right, so both sides have artillery first strikes. Japan has 2 out of 3, and then we have 3 out of 3. See if there's any hits. All right, oh, yes! We get 2 hits, and Japan doesn't get any. That is fantastic. All right, so Japan is going to lose both of their artillery since they're done firing. And they wouldn't be able to fire again in this first round. All right, that's fantastic. That is a great start. Let's hope some of our infantry can hit here. We got 10 infantry. They're going to be at a 1 because of the river crossing. And we're going to roll half of them here first. Need a 1. And 10s or higher automatically retreat back to Quangtung. All right, so misses, and we got 2 retreats. All right. Now, I don't know. I'm going to look at the rule book on this. I don't know if they have to retreat immediately and they aren't eligible to be casualties. I think that is the case. I think they have to retreat immediately and they aren't eligible as casualties, which really sucks. But I can double check that rule. Let's roll for the other 5. All right, we do get a hit there, but we also get 2 more retreats. Okay. And then our fighter is at a 6. And, oh man, he misses. We really needed a hit there. All right, I am going to check the rule book here and see what it says. Yeah, units that are forced to retreat may not be taken as casualties. So, yeah, they retreat immediately. And that's what I figured. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, so these 4 guys, they will go back. They will go back to Quangtung. And then that will take care of these. Okay. Now Japan gets to defend. He's got 4 infantry out of 4. Oh no, 2 hits. Ouch. And then he's got a motorized out of 4. And that's a 9, so that's a miss. All right, so we are going to lose. We're actually going to take the 2 AAAs as casualties. And then Japan will take an infantry as a casualty. Okay. If anything, those AAAs serve as good cannon fodder. Okay, on to round 2. So 6 infantry now. And they are at a 2 instead of a 1, since we're past the river. Oh, the infantry get boosted. And I think I rolled 2s in the first round. Dang it. So we get a hit there. Unfortunately, we get retreats. Yeah, I think we rolled 2 2s in the first round. But, I mean, there's no way. I mean, only 3 of the infantry would have been boosted. So, and there's no way that we would have known whether or not those 3 would have rolled those 2s or not. So we'll just, man, we're just going to have to move forward. All right. So we get 3 artillery at a 3. And we get a hit. And then our fighter at a 6. And that's a hit. All right. All right, so 3 infantry retreat. And Japan now has these 4 at a 4. And Japan gets a hit. All right, so we will lose... let's lose an infantry, and Japan loses 3 infantry. Well, if we hadn't flubbed up the artillery boost in the first round, we may have been able to salvage some casualties. All right, we have 2 infantry at a 3. There's our hit. And then Japan gets 1 at a 4. Oh, and he gets a hit. Dang it. Well, oh, man. I don't want to lose an artillery. Yeah, we're going to lose another infantry. And we take over Hunan. All right. So we're left with an infantry, 3 artillery, and a fighter. I'm going to go ahead and put these back on the board. And the fighter, of course, will have to go back to Kwangtung. Okay. All right, so some non-combat moves here. We are going to take our 4 infantry that are in Hong Kong, and we're going to move them up 1 into Kwangtung. All right. We're going to take 1 infantry that's in Hainan Island, and he's going to come up 1 into Kwangtung. So that will give us 12 infantry total in Kwangtung. 1 in Hainan Island and nothing in Hong Kong. Oh, I was going to try something else. I don't know. Yeah, let's try it. I'm also, well... I want to go after Sikang, but it doesn't, we don't really gain anything from doing that because it's not worth anything, and we don't get like a recruitment role like the CCP does. So yeah, we're just going to stay in Yunnan. I think what we're going to do instead, just so we can reinforce Hunan next turn, if, assuming that Japan doesn't amphibious assault and take us out, I think what we're going to do is we're going to leave 4 units back in Yunnan, and these other 4 are going to come up to Kweichow. All right. And then I think, oh yeah, we got to move our base income. So we were at 4, now we are at 6, and Japan was at 60, and now they are at 58. And they also lose that extra bonus of 1 for East China. So now they would only collect 4 total for China. Okay. All right, I think that's going to do it for the KMT. Let's place our units. So we have 2 militia. And they are going to go down into, oh, let's see. Let's put them into Kweichow. All right. And that will be all for the KMT. So our base income is six. Yeah, one for Hainan Island, one for Yunnan, two for Kwangtung, two for Hunan. So yeah, our base income is 6. We don't get a bonus for the Burma Road, unfortunately. So we will collect 6 and then have 6 for next turn. All right, now on to the USA. For tech roles, we're going to go for ASW, Improved Factories, Airborne Doctrine, Amphib Doctrine, Heavy Tanks, Heavy Strategic Bombers, and Strategic Rockets. For purchases, we have 1 IPP loss to account for. We're going to finish construction of 4 heavy cruisers for a total of $6. Because we have improved construction, we do get a discount of 1 IPP for all these ships. We're going to spend $12 on 2 naval transports. I'm going to finish construction of 2 heavy battleships. That's going to cost $12, and then 2 heavy fleet carriers for $10. Now, the cool thing about these heavy fleet carriers is that they can carry 3 aircraft each, whereas a regular fleet carrier can only carry 2. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough money to fill them out completely, so we're just going to settle for 2 fighters. And then I think next turn we're going to purchase 2 more fighters and 2 tactical bombers. At least that's the plan anyway. And then we're going to purchase an infantry with the $3 that we have left. And I think he will go down in probably New York. Okay. Now, as far as income, I don't think I've mentioned... As far as income, I don't think I've mentioned Triumph of Capitalism, strategic objective, in a while, because the Soviets, their income has been boosted up for quite some time now after they reached their wartime economy, or not their wartime economy, but when they got the ability to collect income from neutrals, that really boosted their economy up to where it forced us to no longer be able to get Triumph of Capitalism, which allowed us to place down 1 unit per turn in the UK. But as it stands right now, the Soviets are sitting at a base of 52, which means that we would need to have a combined income between us and the British of 104. And we're actually sitting right at 104. So we're equal with the Soviets there for being able to achieve the Triumph of Capitalism. We are making by ourselves 74, and the British are making 30. So that's 104. So we need to find 1 more IPP, or hope that the Soviets lose an IPP, and then we would be able to gain Triumph of Capitalism. Unfortunately, we'll have to look in the Pacific, but I don't think there might be some opportunities in New Guinea. But we might just lose it on the Soviet turn, because they might take some German territory and then it wouldn't matter. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do this turn. to kind of give us over that threshold of triumph of capitalism. Okay, let's go ahead and roll our technology. Okay, let's see. That's a miss. That's a miss. That's a miss. And let's see. This is heavy strategic bombers. We need a 9 for that, so that's a miss. But I think all the rest of these hit. This is airborne. This is anti-sub. And this is factories. All right. All right, so anti-sub, we're now up to stage 2. Factories, we complete. That's pretty good. And then airborne, we also complete. All right. So completed 2 techs. I don't think that really is going to change our purchases at all, though. I think next turn we might look into buying a heavy air transport. And then we can take advantage of that whenever we launch an attack against the Germans there in France or in Western Europe. Okay. For combat moves, we're going to take a seaplane. I've already put him on map. He's going to come from Puerto Rico and go 1-2 there and go after that Japanese sub. And joining him, we'll pair it with this destroyer that was on escort duty in A37. So he comes off escort duty. What else? Strategic bombing. I think we definitely need to do something here. All right, so we're going to take 2 of our strategic bombers, 2 of our jet fighters, and unfortunately, we don't have a medium bomber. So yeah, we're just going to send in 2 jets, 2 strategic bombers, and go after Western Germany. Germany will intercept with a regular fighter and both of his 2 jets. All right. I think that's going to be it for the Atlantic. Here in the Pacific, let's see if we can start doing something over in here in Indonesia. We've got 4 Marines over here. We can go 1-2. Maybe we can take this back for the Anzacs. Yeah, let's do that. Let's be a good team player here and try to get the Anzacs some of their IPP back. So we're going to take these 2 naval oh, man. That stupid Japanese sub. We can't do that. Even if we amphibious assault from the Bismarck Sea and do an amphibious assault into New Guinea, we can't go into port in New Britain. New Guinea would have to have a major port for us to be able to have the ability to go into port. So, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We can go for the Caroline Islands. There's a major port there. Let's do that. All right, so 2 naval transports are going to come out of American Samoa. They're going to go 1 P-65, 2 P-54, 3 into P-46 and launch an amphibious assault with 4 Marines into the Caroline Islands. Thought about going after the Marshall Islands, but I don't I don't like our odds there. Yeah, let's just go to Caroline Islands. I think that's going to be the only play that we have in the Pacific. Just trying to be a nuisance to Japan. Do as much as we can with what we got. Okay, so let's come back here to the tower. All right, we're going to resolve the sea battle here in A45 first with our seaplane. Okay, so our seaplane attacks at a 3 or less. That's a miss, and our destroyer is at a 4. Ooh, nice. Our destroyer hits with a 2. Although the Japanese sub will get to retaliate at a 3 or less because he has an eligible target there with a destroyer. And he misses with a 10. All right, so we sink the Japanese sub. And then our seaplane will fly back, go off map, and fly back to Puerto Rico. All right, fantastic. Next up, let's do the strategic bombing. So, because we have radar, both of our jet fighters attack at a 6. And unfortunately, Germany has radar as well, so their 2 jet fighters are at a 6 too. So let's roll all the jets here at once. Oh no, we rolled double 11s. Ugh. And Germany got a hit. All right, so we lose a jet fighter, and Germany gets to roll for his regular fighter as well, and he is going to be at a 4. And he misses with an 8. All right, so we lose a jet. Now our bombers still get to roll, albeit it's only at a 1. But we'll see if we get lucky here. Nope, 7 and a 5. All right, so no hits there. And, yeah, fortunately, we don't shoot down any German planes. And we lose a jet in the process. Okay. Hopefully we do a lot of damage to this factory. Hoping for max damage. Germany will get 2 shots at a 3 or less for their AA guns against our bombers. And then we get 4 D6 dice. All right, let's see how it goes. Oh my God. He's just shot down both of our bombers. Oh, man. How much damage did we do? 12, 16, 19. Well, 1 shy of 20, but, I mean, it's not even worth it. I mean, we lost 24... We lost 36 IPP in value from these planes. All right, so both of our strategic bombers are dead. Just gonna get this French plane back over here. And then we have the British medium bomber. And then the jet. All right, so let me mark down 19 IPP loss. Okay. Now, the only other battle to resolve is the Caroline Islands. We have 4 Marines there. And they will be attacking at a 2. Nice, we get the hit that we need. And he has Japan has a defending militia at a 2. And he misses with a 6. All right. So we take the Caroline Islands. And he had 2 naval transports in port there, so we get to roll for those to see if we capture them. I believe we need a 10 or higher. Oh, nice. We captured one of them. Yay. The other one gets scuttled. All right. Come back over here to the map. All right, so that gives us 3 naval transports now, and they will all go into port there in the Caroline Islands. Okay. Oh, what else do we want to do? For non-combat moves, let's take 2 Marines from San Francisco, load them up on this naval transport, come out of port, and ship them to Hawaii. That will give us 5 Marines. Is that right? I'll have to go back and look at the video to see. I thought we should have 6 there, but I counted 5. Maybe I forgot. Maybe I forgot to get an extra chip. I'll go back and check it and correct it off camera if needed. Let's see. Other non-combat moves. Let's see here. Nothing else in the Pacific. Here in the Atlantic, we're going to take 2 coastal subs, move them up 1 into A-17. And then I think that's going to be all for the Atlantic. All right, let's place down some units. So 1 infantry goes into New York. Everything else will go here in the Pacific. All right. Well, I'll take that back. 2 naval transports will go and be produced in New York, and they will go into port. And then all of our ships. We did complete improved factories, so that bolsters up how many units we can place down at one factory to 8. So oops. 2 heavy battleships, 2 heavy fleet carriers, and 4 heavy cruisers will all go down into San Francisco. And of course, we're going to put them in port. To start out with. And then, let's see. The 2 fighters will be produced in Southwest United States, but they can go here on the carriers out at sea. Well, since the ships are in port, these planes will go. You know what? I think we're going to actually produce the planes in San Francisco, and then 2 of the heavy cruisers. You know what? There's no need to put them in port. Screw that. We're just gonna. They're gonna be out at sea at P-25, and we're gonna produce the 2 fighters in Southwest United States, and they will go offshore onto the carriers there. All right, make it easy on ourselves. All right, let's see. For income collection, we're sitting at a base of 62. We get a bonus of 12 for still having home country. And that'll put us at 74. And we will have 74 to spend for next turn. All right, that will do it for the KMT and USA. And that puts a wrap on turn number 15. Next up will be turn 16, January of 1944. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, take it easy. Bye for now.